Okay, people, this is a video homemade with information that I discovered in 2019, and this is a reference for Mr. Randall Carlson. Mr. Randall Carlson is an inspiration for myself, and I want him to see this. If anybody sees this video and has a chance to get in contact with him, please show him that his theories are right, and what I discovered 6 years ago hasn't been put head to head with the information he's providing. This might be the link in the missing link from all we have as ancient history. Mr. Graham Hancock will be as well very pleased to find this. I found these images first in 2019 while I was playing with ancient sites in Google Earth. That was the first time when we could see underwater from my point of view. I'm only doing this video over the phone and I'm recording it over the phone. So what I discovered is related with Plato and his dialogue Critias, in which Plato describes how Atlantean civilization disappeared. And in a small paragraph, he mentions that the Atlanteans disappeared together with a small part of the Greek army warriors, saying that they were underwater in one day. These are my words. This is not an exact quote, but if you study the English version of Plato Critias, you'll find this there. That's why I went to find some other parts that might be submerged from the Greek cities that we keep on finding while we discover the shallow waters in between their islands. But what I'm talking about here is a piece of land that is from 2019 officially, as the scientists discovered, a microcontinent in between Asia, Europe and Africa that was submerged in the basin of the Mediterranean Sea. So what drew my attention were the straight lines these straight lines were uniting some underwater structures like these. Just let me show you how it looks like in 3D. Look, it looks just like a city. And from what Plato described, it quite matches with the description. So the cities back then were connected through channels that were communicating through roads made out of channels through which they were navigating. They were 1 mile or 1 kilometer wide, as these straight lines might look to be. So unfortunately, all this land is almost 3,000 or more meters under the sea level. How I drew the conclusion that these are cities? It's because we have in the Mediterranean Sea one part of a submerged ancient city that we know for sure it's there, and it looks like this. This is a part of Alexandria that was submerged while the waters swallow it. So let me show you what I discovered. 6 or 7 cities, 7 underwater structures that were tied up in between them with straight lines. This is one of them, and the biggest one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. And the fifth one. And the sixth one, the one that is further east. And it seems like the Nile was flowing on this path here, in between the submerged continent. See the edges here? See the edges? It was flowing through here. This was the Nile line 12,000 years ago. Look at the straight lines. These could not be natural things whatsoever. So I want this video, if you guys can help me to show it to Randall Carson or to other people that are investigating this, so they can put it head to head and compile a bigger image of the world, how it looked like before the flood. This was submerged due to multiple reasons, one being the hit with the tsunami that covered it from the west, as it covered a lot of Africa as well, and the Atlantean people. This and the water and the mud reversed into the Mediterranean Basin in the same time with the melting of the glaciers that took over like 6,000 years to finish, with the flood from 6,000, almost 6,000 years ago, Noah's flood. So when we had our civilization springing up in between these two rivers here, Tigris and Euphrates, we didn't have this continent anymore. 6,000 years before it was submerged, so we didn't have any memory of it. And we've built the civilization without knowing there was something under the waters. Now we know.